Hello, my beautiful people. My name is Riri Okoye. If this is the first time that you are tuning into my channel, welcome. So I just thought that I would catch up with you all and let you know that my journey with PMP, because I just recently passed, whoop, 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 whoop. And I just want to share a few things that I went through, and hopefully maybe one or two people who are thinking about doing project management, the PMP, they may decide after watching this. So my journey with project management actually started in 2022. I started the Google Project Management introductory course, and it was run by Coursera, and you had the option of taking it every month until you finished all the modules. There were 6 modules, and I did it within 6 weeks, because the longer you took the course, the more you had to pay, and I didn't want to do that. So I did the course within 6 weeks, and I thought, yeah, I've got project management. But actually it was an introduction to project management. And then after that, the following year, shout out to Ifeanyi and Adana. They had done Tritek. There's a company called Tritek. You can check them out on Instagram. A lot of people I know have done Tritek. I was the actual project manager for the team of 35. And one of the reasons why I like Tritek is that it actually gave you real life experience. So there was a learning app that we were updating, and we're going through the whole agile. It was a hybrid process, actually. It was both predictive, waterfall, and agile. And we had BAs and we had PMO, all sorts of people working with me within a team. And I did that for about 4 months, and I actually was quite proud of myself because there were so many different teams. I really loved it. I just can't give enough credit. I can't give enough credit to Tritek. They did really well. There were different teams. I think at the time there was probably about 10 to 20 other different teams, and we were Team Dazzle. Yeah. Shout out to Team Dazzle. You know, I actually named us Team Dazzle. As I said, there was a team of 35 of us, and I really enjoyed it. And I thought, okay, I've done the live experience, no more project management. But then my people, Ifeanyi, my brother, and his darling wife Adana, they had both done the PMP. And I was quite motivated because Adana, who had just had a baby, passed her PMP, even though she just had a baby and she was able to pass it. So I thought to myself, goodness me, if Adana can pass her PMP while she's got a newborn, well, surely I should be able to do it. But I didn't do anything on that year. That was 2023. So come June of 2024, I registered to become a member of the PMI, and then I registered to take my PMP. And then I actually cancelled. I set the exam on the computer and everything, but I cancelled because I just felt I wasn't ready and I didn't want to fail. So come the end of 2024, I had some spare time. I was in between contracts, and I thought to myself, that's it, this is it. I'm going to put my head down. 2025, I'm going to pass this PMP. So I started the journey. There were so many different people. Shout out to Andrew, shout out to Mohammed, shout out to David, shout out to PM aspirant, and I'm gonna tag them all in this video just in case you want to watch their channels. But they have a lot of, all these people that I've shouted out to, they have a lot of content, and I'm gonna link all of their different channels in the comment section, so you can go and check them out because they all have great content. All of them had great content, and all of them helped me to pass my PMP. Now, one thing that I will say, my advice to anyone, this is not an easy exam. There's a lot of information that you have to remember, but I would say that the most important thing, and all of these gurus talk about it, is the mindset. You have to understand the mindset. You have to think like a project manager for PMI. So anything that you knew before, throw it away, but you've got to have the mindset. And what I did was I continuously, for the past 6 weeks, I continuously listened to the mindset. Wherever it was, I listened and listened and listened. And for my particular exam, there was about 180 questions, and all of them were problem solving. And most of it, because I thought that it was going to be mainly agile, because I haven't really worked in agile. A lot of the projects that I've done, especially in my event project management, I've done a lot of waterfall predictive type of projects. So I was really keen to learn Agile and understand Agile. But guess what? In the exam, I wouldn't say that 80% of it was not Agile. I would say that it was 50-50. So don't go ahead and just learn Agile. Make sure that you also learn predictive, i.e. waterfall. So yeah, on the day of the event, I listened to one of the gurus who said that I should wear blue. So I'm wearing blue now as I'm talking to you, but on the day I also wore blue. I actually did my exam in the centre at Waterloo. There's a centre there. I didn't want to do it at home because I just didn't want my computer to mess up. So I'm not going to risk that. I've studied hard enough. I'm going to go to a centre. So I went to the centre. You had to bring your ID. You know, it was okay. I spent probably about 3.5 hours going through all these questions. And at the end of it, I passed. Yeah. Whoop, 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 whoop. I passed. I give God all the glory. I thank my family for supporting me. And yeah, I'm just glad. For anybody, I had a conversation with my brother, and he's a program manager, and a lot of the people that he interviews, a lot of the times they look for people that have Prince 2 for the type of contracts that he does. But if you, like me, because I've worked for the likes of JP Morgan, Bank of America, these are all American companies and international companies. A lot of these type of companies do prefer the PMP. So if you're working for government here in the UK, then perhaps you should do the Prince 2. But if you're looking for global recognition, of which the PMP is, then I would say go ahead and do the PMP. So if you want any other tips with me, all I can say is you've got to study. There's no fast track to this. I remember when I started the PMP, I started to revise, I started to get calls from companies. They wanted to train me. You'd have to pay another, how much, like £800 to get trained for a week. There's no fast track to this. You've got to study. I don't know. I mean, if you can do this, I don't know anyone that can do this in a week and pass. There are some people that have come on YouTube and said, oh, they passed this in a week. Maybe that was their third time, but I say that if you want to really pass this exam, you've got to put in the hours and you've got to study. There is no shortcut to success. That's just been my experience. Anything else I would say? Yeah, just study. Study. Repetition leads to mastery. I had studied and studied, and by the time I got to the exam, I was just seeing a lot of questions that I'd actually seen in the past, but I didn't time myself and do past question papers. Yes, I did see past question papers because I did sign up to one of that in the PMI, but I didn't. Some people have said that they actually did timed exams and timed mocks and things like that. I didn't do it. I just read and said to myself, I hope that whatever I read comes out in the exam, and that's what happened. I didn't read any books, like some of these big project management books that are on the actual institute. I didn't read any of those. A lot of the time for me, the way I learn is actually through videos. I watched a lot of YouTube videos. That is, and all of these gurus that I've mentioned, I saw their videos. One video in particular was a fast track by David. If you go onto YouTube, you will find that. And that is, you should only look at that once you've done your reading. Don't try and use that as a guide for passing, but it was useful at the end. You know, all of them were very useful. All the people that I watched on YouTube, they were all really good at what they said. They described things well. And, you know, I learned a lot more than I thought I knew. You want to do the PMP? Go ahead. If I can do it, then you can do it too. All right. I hope this helps somebody, and thanks for watching, and thanks for all the congratulations. I see them. Thank you very much. I wanted to say that Andrew, he's a guru. He said, because I was watching him a lot, I will say, and he said that, you know, all his students, everybody should wear blue on the day of taking their PMP, that everybody that wears blue passes, and I took note of that. So I did on the day of the on the day of the exam, I wore blue. So once I passed, I was like, yeah, I wore blue. And then he said, after that, go and get yourself a cake and celebrate. Oh, I celebrated yesterday. I did. And just really pleased. Yeah, please. So yeah, if you need any information from me, any other further information, drop it in the comment section and I will try and answer. But right now, allow me to enjoy myself. I want to enjoy myself. Thank God. Take care. Bye.